Coming in hot, Casey. What's going on, brother? Here we are, back at the casa.
You're back at the casa, finally. Looking good in there. You got the nice lighting. I'm sure there's presents everywhere. Dude, did you? I'm dying, man. The freaking presents, the Amazon gift boxes that are out in my front living room is just it's Amazon gift boxes. It's terrifying. I hate boxes. I hate breaking up boxes. Our bulk only comes like one day a week. I'm dying. I'm dying with the Amazon boxes, man.
Dude, we've been gone for weeks, Sarah and I. Same thing, bro. I just walked in the kitchen, Chinch. Felt like I was at your house, dude. There's so many freaking Amazon boxes on my kitchen counter. My daughter Carly was bringing them in like every day. They're just in truckloads.
It's unbelievable. You might as well just build a house out of those. And if you have kids, the kids are just going to play in the boxes anyway. They're not even going to play in with the toys.
Well, now we got to wrap them. And when I look at that and just stress out like that equals wrapping, like actually helping to wrap.
Good point. Good point.
Like,
that's terrible. It's all terrible. Christmas is terrible. No, I'm kidding. Christmas is great. I will say, hey, we got to give a shout out to all our friends down under, man. Australia. As of yesterday, we are the #2 baseball podcast in all of Australia, right behind our boys talking baseball guys from the John Boy Media, who are legit. They're great too. So
yeah.
Let's go, dude, Australia.
I got to give some loving to my man John O'Brown out there, who's obviously, dude, John O'Brown's like one of the best Australian rules football player ever, dude. They were telling me he's like the Tom Brady of. Meanwhile, he's not the Tom Brady. He's more like the Michael Strahan. This guy's just ripping people. I guess he had an incredible leg too. Just a great athlete. But I met him out when I was out there at Eddie Vedder's charity event. John O'Brown came in from Australia because they help out with the EB research, and he and I, dude, we hit it off like two peas in a pod. We had the best time. But I went on his podcast, and maybe that's what put us over the edge in Australia, bro. Was John O'Brown, my man. So John, and don't forget my man Mikey Moyle too. My AA roommate, bro, was Mike Moyle, also from down under in Australia. Really? Great guy, man. The best.
Well, here's my love for Australia. First of all, I've always wanted to visit there. It looks so beautiful. That water right over with that thing. What was that called? The Coliseum thing. I'll tell you.
Yeah.
To you Australians down there, I completely understand what you go through when you see that. I've heard. I think I'm right here, but you know the Foster's beer, where the commercial
Australia for beer. They don't drink Foster's over there, do they?
Yeah, they don't. It's bad. It's not cool because it makes them. It's like stereotypical, and I'll tell you why. I understand and agree with it. Whenever I see an Olive Garden commercial, as an Italian like myself, when it's like, oh, Uncle Nunzio, he's got to get the fettuccine Alfredo from the garden. First of all, no right-minded Italian is going to the Olive Garden for fettuccine Alfredo. And the rest of you Americans, I will say this. If you're going to Olive Garden for the fettuccine Alfredo, you might as well put a fork into one of your arteries. My bottom line with that. So we're on the same page with Australia. We're going to take we're going to go down there maybe next year.
Dude, let's go. Heck yeah, dude. Dude, I got connections.
Go. All right, good. All right.
Yeah.
All right, now let's talk a little baseball. There's actually baseball news again. Thank you, America, for giving us some baseball news when there hasn't been. This is big news. MLB announces rule changes for 2024 season. All right, I'll rip through them. You're locked in on this. You're into the rule changes stuff. So
I like the rule changes. I think they've done great for baseball.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna read them all, and then you pick one by one, and we can go back and forth. So. Pitch clock. The pitch clock will be reduced from 20 seconds to 18 seconds. Mound visits will be reduced from 5 per game to 4. Runner's lane. This is a Sean Casey one. Runner's lane will be widened to include the dirt between the foul line and the infield grass. And finally, pitchers warming up, which is what I want to get to. This one. A pitcher who is sent out to warm up for an inning must face at least one batter. That intrigues me. But you start with what intrigues you the most.
I believe that's warming up in the bullpen, right?
In the bullpen, yes.
Yeah.
You want to start?
I like that because, dude.
Do you?
Well, let's start with the first one with the 18 seconds.
Yes. Okay.
After being in the dugout, first off, I am so grateful that I was in the dugout with the Yankees with these new rules because the games were flying by. I was like, oh my God, thank God I don't have to do a 4-hour Red Sox Yankee game where
Right.
just commercials and what the game won't end. Now those games are quick, dude. And you know what's great, Chinch? Those guys are now so used to it. I mean, nobody's even talking about, oh man, they're rushing me or anything like that. It's just it's basic stuff. So I think the 18 seconds is good, because it's 15 with guys on base, 20 when guys aren't on base. Dude, these, like I said, when it's guys are on base, these guys are just like, they know exactly what they're doing. So 18 is not going to be that big a deal, but 2 seconds for every, batter could be, taking more time off the clock, which is good. And the more they can speed the game up in an efficient way where it doesn't compromise the integrity of the game,
Right.
it's just going to be a better product.
That's good. I appreciate that one. I agree. One less mound visit per game. You got to get Andy Pettit on here. That'd be a good one to get on here to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to get Pettit here soon. No, you know what, dude? I don't even think they use all of them anyhow. So,
oh, good point.
I think that's why I did. Every time I look up, I'd see the mound visits were never like one left, or you know what I mean? Like, there's so many guys in the bullpen. Those guys have to pitch an inning. If you come in the game, you have to pitch 3 batters. So they're not switching as much as they used to. And if a guy's getting in trouble, usually he's out of there. Someone's coming in. So 4 mound visits enough. They won't even use those.
Yeah, I'll take it back to something you said. You told me that you learned when you were there, like the analytics and the preparation these guys have, especially pitching coaches and everything. They know who's going to face who, when, at what point in any possible. It's not like back in the day. I'll give this to the analytics. Like you told me, like they know, hey, if this guy's going to face a lefty, he's going to have to come in this point because he throws a slider. This guy can't hit this guy's curveball. So, walking into a game, I think a lot more from the pitching perspective and the coaches of the pitcher's perspective than you did maybe 10, 15 years ago. So I don't think that's as scary as it would be if, I don't know, Tony La Russa was out there in like 1987 in his White Sox hat, like trying to figure out like who's coming in next,
When Dempster told me the story when Lou Piniella at the end of his career was in the dugout, and they were like, Lou Piniella was like, "Hey, get Johnson up." They're like, "We sent Johnson down 2 days ago, Skip."
That is a good one. Yeah, exactly.
Now, you're you nailed it, dude. I mean, when these teams now are getting together with the analytics guys, and they're saying, okay, here's the matchups that are best. This guy has pitched a couple of days in a row. Maybe he's down. When this guy comes up in a certain situation or he leads off an inning, we want to bring in so-and-so. It's just to a T. Now, obviously, managers have to look at it and say, okay, they probably have 2 or 3 options to go to, but they definitely have 1, 2, and 3 lined up. And if it lines up, certainly, boom, that's going to happen. So you're right. I don't think the mound visits are as big a deal in 2024 baseball, maybe as they were, like I said, a few years ago when Lou Piniella didn't know that the guy had been sent down.
That's so good. Now, dude, you've been a big thing about you for years have talked, and obviously you played first base, so you've lived in the runner's lane. Your entire career was based within the runner's lane. So now I got to get a little more detail on this, but so they're going to widen it. So I guess, you can kind of like dodge and move a little bit more. They didn't do anything more to the bases, which you were a big thing of just make the bases bigger. I mean, they did it last year. Do you like this running lane thing? Does this help? Does this hurt? Does it matter to you? Does it?
Well, it's needed to be done a long time ago, dude. I mean, how many times in a big play part of the game, even we saw in the postseason where guys running the first out of the box, maybe he's a righty, where the righty comes out of the box, kind of hits the grass, you know what I mean? And he's already kind of running on the grass and he gets to first base and they call interference. You're like, well, where are you supposed to run? I mean, there's been many nights in MLB Network where we're having to break down that.
Oh, I got it.
Remember when Buck Shoulder was there a couple years ago? He came and Buck knows everything. He broke down the rule, exactly what it lived. We had the rule up on the screen. I think it's 3 feet. It's supposed to be like 3 feet. I don't know the exact rule, but I know they're making it bigger now so that it's basically that whole dirt area
Right.
to the right and left of that foul line is going to be fair game. That makes a lot more sense than the bootleg rule they were doing for all this time. It's almost like the freaking overtime in the NFL. Like, we
Right.
still have ties.
Right.
Like, let's clean that up, NFL. It's 2024. Stop with the ties. Like, uncle. Like, don't you guys get together with the collective bargaining agreement? Go, why do we have ties still, guys? Like, what are we doing? Like, it's unbelievable. Like, so that's another tangent I'm going on because I can't stand that. Like, do these guys really get together and say, I think this is a good idea. Let's continue to have ties, or do what the NHL does. Let's get a shootout or something, like, so they don't have ties. It's ridiculous. So that's a whole nother tangent. This rule is like the NFL tie rule. Like, enough. The guy's running down to first. If it freaking hits them, don't interference in the game. This guy scores. Like, stop. Guy's running to first base. He's got a little bit to the right, a little bit to the left. Let's count it. They got it right, Chinch.
All right, Shawnee back home and ready. And then the pitcher warm up. We hit all the pitcher stuff basically together. And by the way, if you really do want to know about how the rule was compared to what it is now, you probably maybe did this demo with him, but Bill Ripken, when he brings the tape out, it's been in Studio 42. He's got a demo where he took the tape out and he's like, how is this out? How is this not an out? Like it, and again, I think it will help eliminate some injury, right? Because first baseman, what happens? Like, where am I going? How am I going? This guy's in my lane, not in my lane. You're not going to get that elbow broken. Like you're probably
well, just to know, it's more for the runner than anything. Just to know that when you put the ball in play, you're allowed to be going down the line. You don't have to be so perfect that you're going to be out, called out for interference.
Yeah, I agree with that. Okay, all right. So we got all that. That's great. We got all that done. Hey,
and now, dude, also the other one I do love. We didn't talk about that when the guy gets up in the bullpen. There's so many times they're getting guys up, getting guys down. You don't realize these relievers that are, if you're getting up and down all the time, dude, that's not good. It means you're getting warmed up. You're getting your arm loose. You're going through your stretches. I love that rule. If you're going to get a guy up, now you got to be careful. If you're a manager, you got to be careful because you really got to know what's happened in the situation, when you need to get this guy up. Do you want to bring him in? Is he ready? All that stuff. So I think it just that rule adds more strategy, and it also saves those relievers from the abuse of getting up, get down, get up, get down. Like, that's not, those guys don't like that.
Yeah, I think more than anything, that is the players' union. That's a players' union going, hey, if we're going to do stuff, let's get this in here. You're not going to burn out our guys after 3 or 4 years anymore, right? It's kind of what
I agree.
Okay, good. Hey, apparently somebody has made an offer to Yamamoto. I don't know who yet, but also on the flip side, Mad Dog Russo went on a rant about how mad he is at Yamamoto for not signing yet, and that the Major League Baseball has to clean it up, and they should all be signed by today. Like,
there's no sense.
Yeah. It got like kind of viral, but it's like
Well, dude, the winter meetings was like
that was a dud,
2
man.
weeks ago, right? 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and nobody saw. And there's so many free agents. There are so many free agents.
Let me just tell you something, bro. This is bringing me some PTSD, dude. Back in 2008, when I was a free agent, it was my last year in the big league. I think collusion was proven back then. So it was like, I'm not speaking out of turn here, but I remember it being like, okay, it's January, it's getting into February. I have to move my whole family somewhere. We have no idea where we're going. We need to get a house for spring training. There's so many moving parts with players and their kids and all this stuff. And when the market just keeps going like, oh, it's December. Like, I understand what Mad Dog's saying because, like, we're into Christmas. No one's really doing anything Christmas. So you're into New Year's. Now you're into January. Those players are sitting there. They don't know where they're playing. Are they? Do you have to then get a minor league deal because you don't have the offers that you want? The dominoes haven't fallen yet. It's just not a good place to be as a player. So I can understand, like, it's nice when at the winter meetings there's a lot of action at the beginning of December, and then guys can start falling into line and getting roster spots before the New Year's hits, and they know kind of what's going on. Instead of getting into January, February, when you have to call Terry Francona when he's out. I called Terry Francona. I was in Nashville. I'm like, dude, I remember telling, my wife at the time, I got to call somebody. So my buddy John Cunningham's like, dude, he's like, this is how it got done. The Red Sox need a guy off the bench, a lefty. I go, do they? Because I still felt like I was a starter. I didn't feel like I was a bench player yet. So I called Terry Francona myself. I'm like, Tito, what's up, man? He's like, hey, what's up, Case? I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I'm at a hitting lesson for my daughter at the cages. I'm hitting with my daughter in the softball cage. He's like, oh, it's great. I go, dude, listen, I don't know what's going on here, but I know it's like the beginning of February. And I go, and I know spring training starts in like 2 weeks. And I'm not signed yet. Just hit 300, just had another good year, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, and I was like, I don't really want to come off the bench, but I would do it for the Boston Red Sox. Like, I've always wanted to play in Boston. This will be incredible. He's like, let me call Theo. Theo calls me back. Theo calls me, boom, boom, boom. About next day, bam, I'm a Red Sox. That's how I got to the Red Sox in 2008.
That is a hot story. That is a hot story.
Yeah, and it was awesome, dude. And I was like, thank you, God, that I ended up getting to the Red Sox and, playing there for 1 year. But that's how I did it. I called Tito. Tito called Theo. Theo called my agent. Done deal.
Yeah. Well, by the way, just to go back, you were not speaking out of school. In 2007, the Players Union filed a grievance about, what do you call that? Collusion to keep the final price of Alex Rodriguez's new free agent contract down. And in 2008, that year you're talking about, the MLBPA said that they filed a grievance against the owners, claiming that they conspired illegally to keep Barry Bonds from receiving a contract. I forgot all about that. Remember, Barry just stopped playing. He could have played. He hit like 700 this year before.
They didn't want. They didn't want him to get to 8. And if you look back,
100 homers.
If you look back, Alex never got to 7. So interesting.
Ooh,
he was at like 690 something, I think.
That's juicy. That is juicy. I don't know. There's always got to be some owner, right? You think Steve Cohen cares about, like, you guys are all going to collude? I got $800 gazillion in the bank. I'm not colluding with anybody. If I want somebody, I'm getting.
I want Bonds hitting third.
I think we're not. See, I don't even want to get into that word is such a pariah in baseball, not compared to any other ones.
Dude, really quick. Speaking of the Mets, really quick.
Yeah.
Did you see that video that's going around with Ted Williams watching Piazza as a 16-year-old kid in a batting cage?
I have seen that video personally, because first of all, I am going back
to
being Italian. That was a big thing with Piazza. Dude, you've never seen that video? It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Dude, that's so cool. He's like, that guy's going to make more money. Meanwhile, Piazza was a 62nd round pick as a favorite of Tommy Lasorda, who was his godfather. Like,
that video.
But you watch Piazza swing when Williams watched, like, this kid can hit, man. Dude, Piazza was incredible as far as.
You know why you might be seeing that video pop up again now? Did you see the video of Brunson from the Knicks when he was like 12 years old with his dad and his mom? Like, and his dad's just Scott Brunson
throwing the ball.
Yeah, like, go get it. Hustle. You're not hustling. No, too slow, too fast. You got to work hard. You can't give up. And it was released. It just so happens like the day somebody put that video out was the same day that he scored 50 points at the Garden the other night. Dude, it's cool being a Knicks fan right now. Knicks pretty good.
Dude, the Knicks are legit, right?
Yeah, they're legit. They
haven't been legit since Bernard King was dropping threes.
I mean, the Ewing years were pretty good with Pat Riley.
That's right, Ewing and John Starks.
I'll tell you one thing though. We're talking regional right now, dude. Fans in Pittsburgh are losing their minds over the Steelers right now. And Big Ben came out to do. Big Ben was like, "This is not Steelers football." Woo!
Yeah, when Big Ben speaks,
Lambrewski's not like out there with a sniper rifle.
Oh, dude, Lambrewski sent a text the other day. Him and George Webb, my one other buddy out in Seattle, we're on a thing. Me, George, and Lambrewski. These guys, you think these guys are on staff? The way they talk about this, they're crushing this. I don't even join in because I'm like, this is ridiculous. But the Lambrewski always like the third quarter. He's like, I can't watch anymore, dude. I'm about to have a heart attack. I'm done watching. I can't take it. He's out. But So I know all about my Steeler news because of those guys who just can't stop ranting and raving.
Oh man. All right. Hey, I got one more thing before we go. For those who watched and listened yesterday, the balloons, Sean. Remember the balloon?
Yeah. What happened?
I'll tell you what happened. So everybody, please go watch the show on our YouTube page. And our boy Nolan's got to hook us up with he's going to do a clip and show everybody who hasn't seen it. But Sean's talking, we're talking about the split finger fastball. And all of a sudden, these balloons, these automated balloons, but they looked real. In like looking into the camera, they looked so real that Sean was looking behind him. It was the funniest part of the video. He's looking behind, and these balloons are going up and coming down around him. Dude, I looked it up. I did a deep dive into this. It's not Zoom. You are on your iPhone, right? And you have the new iPhone. Okay.
Yeah.
There's this thing. It's like a gesture recognition thing. This is why the world is going straight to hell. We're all so if you make certain signs, Sean,
like split finger,
peace. So if you make the peace sign, are you on?
I'm trying to do it right now. Yeah.
So whatever this was, whatever you did, you had some automated open. So if you make the peace sign, I don't know, try to go here, go like close. It's not working right now. You must have had like something was going on. Whatever gesture you made to do the split finger was what prompted.
I can't get it, dude.
He's trying to do it right now. I don't know. Maybe is it this way? Is it that way? I don't know.
Balloons.
You gotta Google it. I Google it. They said it's some sort of new thing. You make certain like sign language and like animated stuff happens. We'll look at your phone.
Well, obviously it's not working, Chich.
Well,
I'm doing it right now.
Yesterday, that was the most terrifying thing I've ever seen on camera.
Dude, it was incredible. It literally startled me.
It startled me too. We
looked behind me. I was like, "Is there balloons?"
You looked over both shoulders. It was unbelievable.
Oh,
anyway, all right. What's today? What's today? Thursday, bro. Thursday. Big Friday.
Then I'm glad I'm home because I got some shopping to do. I got some things to take care of.
Shopping to do. I gotta go.
Really, I don't really have shopping to do. I have wrapping to do.
That's the worst, man. I got a lot of wrapping to do too. Dude, I give up, man. My dad, I got for Jess because he's like, hey, tell me what to get for Jess. Man. I get it, you know. What he got her it's a big thing, dude. It's a box. It's like this high. It's high. It's like 3 feet high.
Just put a bow on it, dude.
I think what I'm gonna do is like get
a bow on the box
or a big bag or something.
Yeah. Good.
In a garbage bag. I don't give shit.
Dude, get one of those heavy duty black construction bags. Put it in there.
Yeah.
The bow on it.
First of all, that's like, you know, in this day and age, that's like you're gonna use 2 things of the wrapping paper, which these days it's like unless you go to Costco and get the Jess gets the jumbo pack from Costco, man. Like double-sided. I don't care how thin or thick it is. I don't care. You're ripping it. You realize we're selling paper to people on Christmas holiday for them to rip it and throw it back into the garbage. Why are we buying that? That's a whole other thing.
Dude, we should just be putting their names on the boxes with a bow, and if you get something like you get an Uggs or something, just put masking tape, put duct tape over the Uggs, and be like, here you go. Here's a bow with duct tape over the Uggs and your name. Here, Jess.
Yeah,
here you go.
Everybody that's coming to my house, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get a little thing of scissors for everybody, and I'm just going to give the boxes, and they can do the cut. That's the other worst part, dude. You got to cut the tape on the one side, and if you're not you got to cut the tape on both edges because if you don't, you try to pull it open because you're being lazy. It takes twice as long as cutting that's 2 sides. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh my God, yeah.
Rip them? Do you just rip the box open? You're bigger than me, so you probably just rip them.
No, dude, no. I do. I'm the worst. I do try to I do know how hard it is to wrap now, so I do try to be gentle with it, but it's just, it is what it is.
Oh, you know, one last thing before I learned this recently, having my niece and Maya and me and Amaya's dad and whenever like presents come and we get anything. Do you know what Jess told me, and this is a fact, and her mom said the same thing. She goes, did you look in a box for the instructions? No man, and I've learned this, I've seen people do it. You open a box, you know, for a toy for your kid, or you open a box for anything. Men just take the box and they just like throw it over their shoulder. Women go, and this is not being, I'm not being
Save the box.
sexist against men. No, they look in the box and go, is there anything else in there? And normally the directions are sitting right there. The amount of times over the past 4.5 years that I've had this niece where like we open some present, she's fired up to play with it. And me and her father are sitting there looking and going, how do we put this together? And like my mother-in-law will be like, did you take the directions out of the box before you threw it in the garbage? And like I run out to the garbage bin, I gotta go stick my hand in it.
Dude, that's so true. My dad always used to say, hey, when in doubt, read the directions, which is it's such a Jim Casey line. It's so funny. One of the coolest gifts ever. Do you remember the solo hitters?
Yes.
Oh, solo. Yeah, it'd be like it was like on a pulley system. The ball was you hit the ball in net and come back.
I had it.
Yeah, me too. I had it in my garage. 15 years old, incredible. My dad and I put it together that morning with no directions. We put it together upside down. And the reason it's a pain in the ass, I didn't realize this till years later when I saw another one. I was like, this is a lot, doesn't make as much noise as mine did. Like, so if you can picture people, it's like a net with a pulley system and the ball comes in the pulley and you hit it and it comes right back to the same spot, the ball. Yeah. Well, when I would hit it, bro, you're supposed to have those rubber things on the bottom. So you hit it, it's on the, rubber, like, holders in the bottom. It doesn't go anywhere. We've had the rubber holders on the top, dude. And it was such a pain in the ass to redo it. I was like, Dad, it's fine. Mine would just rattle. Every time I hit it, the whole thing would just rattle back and forth. I'm like, but I was like, I didn't care. I'm 15. I just wanted to hit, you know what I mean? So
just want to hit. I'm with you. I wonder if that helped your career. Maybe that helped your career.
Dude, there's no doubt it helped me. Tony Gwynn, if it's good enough for Tony Gwynn, it's good enough for me.
Nice. All right, dude. All right. Well, let's go get to unpackaging things and boxes and crap, and then we'll come back.
Is Jess ready to start up packing already? I mean, wrapping?
Oh, we got about 60% wrapped already. You got nothing? Wow. You have nothing wrapped?
Nothing, dude. I've been out of town, so Sarah, we're back though.
Dude, you gotta start and just never stop. Just never stop.
You just hit me with some stress, bro. Anxiety just hit my body.
I'm sorry, I always do that.
Anxiety.
No anxiety. Just smile while you're doing it. It's all it's for Jesus. It's for Jesus.
Yeah, right. We can't forget Jesus, Santa Claus. They're all, come on. They're all. Yeah, dude, I'm worried about. I got mass on December 24th. That's when the people that come out for Christmas and Easter come out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What do they call it? Palms and what do they call that? Ashes and palms. People.
Ashes and palms. The creasters. We call them the creasters around here.
What you call?
They come out 4:00 mass. You got to get there at 2:30 because Billy Bob, who hasn't been to mass all year long, is saving 2 rows for his aunts, uncles, grandparents, cousins that are in town. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me, dude! I'm here every Sunday grinding it out. I'm praising the good Lord. I can't get a freaking seat for my family on Christmas Eve because you've been here since 2:00 saving seats.
That's amazing. We got to get the
That's
Pope.
right.
Let's get the.
I got my buddy Walter Martin. He's one of the guys like, hey Walter, if you get there early, save me. It gets that bad. You're asking friends to save seats.
It's like the debut of like Back to the Future in the movie theater. Anyway, all right, dude. Let's get going. Don't be sad.
All right, brother. All right, have a great day, man. I'll see you tomorrow. Tune in, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. See you.